Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. It's Monday morning. I'm out in the workshop working in this current art journal that I made from the April Pen Pal mail. And those have all been called for, but I'm gonna do a second set in the month of April. Ooh, I'm tired. I'm having my first cup of morning coffee. I'm a Grinch before my coffee. This is so cute. This is one of the mugs that we had at Joann's during Christmas, and I had to get one. And I feel emotionally rested. I slept well last night. I got enough sleep, but I'm physically tired. I worked about 11 hours yesterday in the store, just helping to get things on track and helping to clean up. I love being part of like a group effort, a team effort, to clean something up or organize something or turn things around, and that's kind of what we're doing. So anyway, this journal is turning out to be one of my favorites, and it's definitely an art journal. So when these packs have pieces of paper or book pages or whatever, you definitely don't have to use things as a whole piece. This was on the map page that was in my pack, and I wanted especially this stamp, so I tore it off of the map. This one little piece to me just made that whole page, and I want it to do the same thing in my art journal, so we're just gonna go ahead and glue it in. Here I am kind of sticking it on the first page without giving it much thought, but you know, I could also go through and find a place where I especially want it to be. I kind of like it on the stripes. Let's put it here instead of on that front page where there's so many beautiful stamps and everything already incorporated into the actual page. So let me just flip through quickly and show you what I've done. I added lace to the front and the back, and so I found this. Yeah, I can still smell it in the book. I was looking at the vanilla extract in the Dollar Tree, and I noticed this kind that does not have, I don't really see sugar in this one. Of course, it's got monopropylene glycol. I don't know what that is. I don't think that's a sugar. Anyway, so they have another one that does have sugar, and I've used that before, and I feel like that might draw things to the book. It hasn't with mine so far, things I've made in the past, but it kind of gives it an interesting, a nice scent. You can overdo it, but I love this. I accidentally spilled some all over the desk though. Remember how I was going to cover up this lace so it didn't get messed up? But I don't mind this brown stain from the vanilla. That's not bothering me. Anyway, some of it went right into the lace. I am getting to my point here. You can tell that this is darker than this. So after it was dry, and it was kind of stiff from the stuff from the fact that it got wet and then dried. So I sewed that to the front and the back. And I have kept this book inside at the table at my end of the couch. Jason has his end table and I have mine. This is a little sketch I did after actually I didn't, so the sketch was the night before it happened, and then we had a horrible day at work. I'm astounded at the way customers behave sometimes, and that's all I'm gonna say. But when I came home from work that next day, I wrote, "Hold your head up," in here. So it's almost like this little picture knew what was on the way, this little profile. And then we have another face here on the music page. And what else do we have? There's a little bird made from just different things. And I have really been enjoying using, I think they're inside right now, but my Gelatos by Faber-Castell. Now, a lot of this is watercolor, but throughout this book, and see this really bright spot, I think that's a gelato. These brighter sort of fluorescent, or I guess it's fluorescent. And there's a rose that I started. I need to go back and put some lines in, but I do like the shape of that. and we just have marks from the different gelatos. So see that little fluorescent orange spot? That's a fluorescent gelato. I like just the touches of that mixed in with the vintage. I wouldn't want to overdo it. And there's where we cut the envelope to be able to open. So you could put something in there, or you don't have to. Now here's 2 pieces of the map. I just cut out large circles with my circle punch, and I put one on each side of the page and glued them down so that they make a nice little tab to turn the page. And then there you can see that bright orange, really nice on that page. That's where there's a pocket kind of hidden there if we wanted to use it. I don't know that I want to. And I love to see how these different types of paper take different types of ink. Sometimes you feel like the medium that you're using is just sitting on top of the paper, and sometimes it just soaks right in. Sometimes water, it just drops in and it stays, it doesn't go anywhere. And then some papers, it runs all over the page. So that's a little sketch. Here's another example of using these things in creative ways. Instead of just feeling like you have to use the whole page, I decided to tear out some of these houses. I glued this one down. It's talking about this place called King's Arm, and it specializes in traditional Southern dishes. But it mentioned that some of the things they serve, one of those things is the Sally Lunn bread, which I can't say that I was really aware of Sally Lunn bread. So I started reading about that, and I just sketched this little picture here of somebody holding a cup, and I should add a plate, like, you know, I should probably give it more thought, but like, you know, if she's just got a plate here with a bun on it, we know what that is, even if nobody else knows. But I was just thinking about her sitting there having tea and going through. So that's where I stamped butterflies, and of course the water is making that go everywhere. More of the gelato. And I love just the pages sort of being everywhere in this one. Let's go back real quick, like to this one. See, there's a short page, and you almost don't expect that to be there when you turn the page. So we have just another little sketch, and don't like, so this is not my favorite sketch in the whole wide world, but there is something about it that I love. I can come back and add to it. I could add a quote. Don't be afraid to draw faces. And something I love to do is if I have a magazine or a book or just anything and I'm flipping through it and I see a face, a profile, you know, anything, a silhouette, try drawing that and don't be afraid. I think fear sometimes makes us not do our best. Where if you just use your intuition and just let it turn out the way it's going to turn out, you'll learn things along the way and get better. I am still definitely a work in progress, but I do like doing that. Just finding images and I think, oh, that kind of talks to me, so I'm going to try to sketch that. And I don't use anything fancy. Black pen usually, maybe some sort of drawing pencil, and watercolors and ink pads. These are fun to paint with too, because you get a lot of good shadows and you're able to put expression into the face. I love these crinkly pages. And you may have seen at the end of the last video, I've got this spray bottle with this wonderful ink. It's a green, what was this? That might be loud. Where did I put it? I may have put it back in the, well, we don't have to get the specific color, but this is just a variety of alcohol inks. See how messy this bottle is? It was like that when I bought it. If I'm in a thrift store or like a reuse art store, yard sale, whatever, if I see things like this, or even in a retail store, if something like this is on clearance, I usually buy it. The ink that I used it wasn't an alcohol ink. It's just a refill for a stamp pad, and I mixed it with some water. I mixed way too much. I'm probably going to end up pouring this out because I don't want to do everything green for the next 3 months. But it was easy just to mix that up and then have something to spray. Of course, disclaimer, be careful when you're spraying things. There are some things that you should not be aerosolizing and breathing. There are some things you need to have a mask on. And some of those things are the, I don't know if I have any in here, but some of the products that you use, like this alcohol blending solution, there are things that you don't need to be aerosolizing, these different mixatives and things. But that's like a water-based ink that went in that water. Like, it's water soluble, I think, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm still careful. I don't like to just, get the whole workshop smelling like something. I ran into a lady at work the other day. She was in shopping, and she said she had a terrible headache because she had been at one of her friend's art studios. And what was the friend using? It was like a spray finish, like I can't even think. Like an acrylic coat, a clear coat, a final, a something. And they had both been in that for a while. And she said it didn't bother her friend, but it was really bothering her. And I know from working my short stint in occupational medicine before I decided to go home because I was pregnant with my third child and it was becoming ridiculous to try to pay daycare. It's like you work all week and your whole check goes to daycare, so then why not just be home with your kids? Working in occupational medicine, though, really taught me you have to be careful what you expose yourself to. Anyway, that's where I am with this right now. I was just cutting this out to put somewhere. Oh, it's pretty right there, isn't it? I'll probably just glue that right there. Have my other components of the little pen pal pack to put into this beautiful, perfect rusty washer I found not too long ago. Maybe I can put that into this. Have a little bit more lace yet to put in. And I might have moved, but no, there it is. So we have this. Oh, I love that shiny, that gold next to this. Feels like a church in the Middle Ages or something. Maybe I'll put all that together right there. I have, something I've done before is to take, like if I have a piece of this, just sew it somehow to the top, like either from the inside or the outside. And then you've got and you have to do it high enough that it's not going to tear your pages up, which, would be a good reason to sew it on the outside. Let's see real quick. So if I just flipped this over and sewed it right here on the outside, it's like a movable bookmark, but that would be pretty hanging down on that page. So I think I'll do that. I think I'll go ahead and do that on this book. But for now, I'm going to work on some different things. I'm mailing out more packs today, and I'll be spending the whole day in the workshop tomorrow. So I'm hoping to get some things. I would love to make a few journals. I've had some requests for journals, and I just haven't had a chance to make several at one time. And I'm in the mood to sew some dresses. I have some patterns that I want to get back to sewing. Oh my goodness, I can't help myself. I think it's seeing all of the beautiful fabric and the patterns. I've gotten myself into a mood to sew again. And I wish I could make a skirt in just a few hours. That whole outfit is so adorable. Okay, I'm gonna go for now, and I will be back really soon. I hope everyone is doing well, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. I just wanted to show you the cryptomeria in the backyard. That's these really tall trees right there together that were planted for privacy. And this is one of my favorite spots in the yard. I hope we don't scare a deer. I don't see one under here, but there's a lot in the backyard right now, and sometimes you just can't even see them until the last minute. But let me show you how magical it is. They're pretty trees. Just look at these branches. And it's a very pretty wood. And as you can see, they are really tall. They're fun. These are fun trees. But that's not all. So, I like to start from this angle. So coming around from the front into the back, it's almost like a little opening here into the cryptomeria house. Wait, let me zoom out a little bit. This gives you a wider view. Look at the bark, how pretty it is. But it's just like a little hideout in here. Let's go through these branches. And look at these low branches on the ground, how beautiful they are. It's like a little playhouse in here. See, we're surrounded by cryptomeria. This could be another little doorway.